In this video, I'll be addressing the top 6 cons to eating a raw vegan diet and also finding solutions to best resolve them. I will address why this diet may not be successful for people in the long term. Finding solutions to address issues and proper planning will better ensure that you thrive on the raw food diet. So let's get started. So the first point I'm going to cover is vitamin B12, vitamin D deficiencies, and also reduced calorie intake. First, we'll look into vitamin B12. So vitamin B12 is needed to strengthen the body's blood cells and also help prevent certain blood conditions such as anemia, which can induce weakness and tiredness. It also assists in the formation of DNA and nourishes nerve cells and helps keep them healthy. So eating raw foods won't provide the daily intake that you need for vitamin B12 unless you use a supplement. Or alternatively, you could consume some specific plant-based foods that do contain B12. So here are some main sources. The first one is nutritional yeast. So just 1 tablespoon contains 2.4 micrograms containing 100% of your daily needs. This is not a raw food, however. So number 2 will be consuming seaweed or nori, which is rich in vitamin B12 and very good for you. So nori is what you use to wrap sushi in. And if you have 4 grams of that a day, you'll meet your daily needs. The next one is shiitake mushrooms. You need 50 grams per day to reach 100% of your daily needs. Number 4 is wheatgrass. It is packed with vitamin B12. There are other alternatives if you are on a vegan diet, and some main sources include soy milk, Marmite or Vegemite, and yogurt. Vitamin B12 contained in animal products is bound to animal protein, so stomach acid is needed to release it before it can be properly absorbed. Vitamin B12 found in plant-based and other supplementary sources is not bound in this way, so therefore it's easier to absorb. The next one we're looking at is vitamin D, and vitamin D plays an essential role in maintaining healthy bones, teeth, and our overall well-being. In food, it's mostly found in animal products like salmon, eggs, and beef. With a raw vegan diet, you would need to ensure that you're getting your daily dose of vitamin D by consuming enough vitamin D rich foods, supplementing vitamin D, or getting enough daily sunshine. Our bodies also produce vitamin D by sunlight on the skin. So mushrooms are a rich source of vitamin D for the raw food diet. Calories is the next one, and they are a measurement of energy content in fruits and vegetables. And we need to eat a certain number of calories each day to maintain basic body functions. Many experts do not recommend consuming less than 1,200 calories per day. Eating too few calories may result in symptoms of malnutrition, such as dizziness, extreme hunger, headaches, and fatigue. So raw food is lower in calories than other foods, which may be good for weight loss, but in the long term, eating a raw food diet may not supply you with enough calories to meet your daily requirements. So you may find that you will need to eat more raw foods during the day to compensate for this. The second con of eating a raw diet is the high intake of acids and sugar that can contribute to tooth decay without proper dental hygiene. So when you're consuming raw foods, the acids and the sugars in the fruits can contribute to tooth sensitivity, enamel erosion, and also cavities, because they lower the neutral pH of the mouth to a more acidic state. So the biggest contributors are unripe fruits, citrus fruits, and fruits with a higher sugar content like mangoes and bananas, also apple cider vinegar, and dried fruits such as medjool dates. Also, foods on the raw food diet that can stick to the teeth include like dehydrated foods, like raw crackers made from flax seeds, nuts and seeds. So raw foods have an alkalizing effect on the body, but they're not always good for your mouth. So two examples are lemons and spinach, and they should be incorporated into meals to balance their acidic forms. The pH of these foods will affect the pH of your mouth. So a healthy mouth is a non-acidic, neutral or an alkaline mouth with a pH of 7 or above. It's the acidity in these foods that causes acid-forming bacteria in the mouth via the saliva. So the aim is to keep the mouth healthy by keeping the pH in this neutral zone as much as possible. Some tips to protect your mouth whilst you're on a raw food diet. So the first is try not to snack in between meals, because this will contribute to frequent pH changes in your mouth. Also, eat fruits in their whole form as much as possible, because the fibre helps to neutralise the effect of the sugars and also stimulates saliva production. Make sure you rinse out your mouth with water straight after you consume something acidic or sweet. This is to minimize the residues. Also, don't brush your teeth straight after you eat, because the enamel can soften under acidic conditions and therefore it can more easily corrode. So you want to give your mouth the chance for the saliva to remineralize and to neutralize the pH. So give it about 30 minutes after you eat a meal before you brush your teeth. So instead, consume xylitol after meals, and especially after eating something, sweet or acidic or dehydrated. If you would like to learn how I make my own homemade xylitol mints, you can watch this video here. Guys, you want to maintain a healthy teeth and mouth routine whilst you're on raw food by flossing and brushing. Also, I recommend looking into Dr. Ali's mouth care system to, keep your mouth in top shape. Alright guys, so the third con to eating a raw food diet is the phytic acid in grains. So phytic acid, or phytate, is a substance that is found in plant seeds. It functions as the main storage form as phosphorus. And when the seeds sprout, the phytate then is broken down and the phosphorus is then released. So it is referred to as an anti-nutrient, because when we consume raw plant seeds such as nuts or sunflower seeds or almonds, it prevents the absorption of iron, zinc and calcium and may promote mineral deficiencies. So note that this only applies to one single meal and doesn't affect your overall nutrient absorption throughout the day. So nutritional deficiencies may develop over time if the diet is not well balanced and raw seeds are consumed in large amounts. So this can become a problem with the raw food diet. So if raw nuts and seeds are overconsumed, this is why soaking and sprouting seeds is especially important on this raw food diet, as the seeds start to release the nutrients as they are soaked and begin to sprout and germinate. And that's what I do when I go on raw food. I sprout legumes, chickpeas. I think that sprouting nuts and seeds is really important if you're on this diet. And it's easy enough to do, especially if you are in an environment that's not very humid. So the humidity makes it difficult to sprout seeds. Okay guys, so the fourth con to eating 100% raw is that it will limit your vegetable variety and also the benefits of their nutrient availability when you cook them. So not all vegetables and seeds can be easily eaten raw, such as potatoes, eggplants, beans, rhubarb, cassava, and legumes or pulses if they're not sprouted. So going on a fully raw diet will limit vegetable variety, as these foods won't be palatable raw, and some contain poisons and toxins that need cooking just to eat safely. So although cooking vegetables destroys vitamin C, cooking vegetables can also be beneficial in some other ways. So for example, your body absorbs more beta carotene from carrots served as a cooked vegetable. Beta carotene, converted to vitamin A, supports a healthy immune system. So cooking tomatoes also releases more antioxidants such as lycopene, which may protect against cancer. Other vegetables that are stated to be more beneficial when cooked are asparagus, carrots, mushrooms, spinach, sweet potato, zucchini, and summer squash. So the next point I'm going to cover with our raw food cons are shopping for equipment and also recipe planning. So going on to a raw diet does require some planning. Recipes that you like, that you can comfortably stick to and also feel satisfied and enjoy. Also preparing in advance the produce and the products that are required that you need to make these recipes. So you want to make sure that you're having enough calories, and to ensure that you need more produce. So that's going to require more purchasing organic food or foods. So guys, if you're buying organic foods and you also want to include more exotic fruits, then this can really add up, and it can be quite costly, especially if you're on a budget. And it's also important to consume a variety of raw foods to ensure that you are getting the full spectrum of vitamins and minerals that our bodies need. So sprouting nuts, grains and seeds is an excellent way to save money and also make your raw meals more calorie dense. But in certain warm and humid climates like mine, where I live, successfully sprouting these seeds, nuts or grains can be very difficult, especially in the warmer months when it's humid. Also, you're primarily going to need a blender, a juicer and a spiralizer. Also, a dehydrator would be handy to make crackers and breads from nuts and seeds. So although having your own garden is not essential for the short term, growing your own produce for the long term would greatly complement the raw food diet. And this is because you can go to the garden, you know, to pick up the freshest and the most nutrient dense foods when you need it, and not to mention it would be organic. So you will also save money by growing your own produce. So I believe it becomes more important to grow your own if you're going long term. Not everyone can start their own garden because of time restraints or resource limitations. So although the raw food diet does require some planning, and it may seem costly in the short term, especially if you buy organic produce, I think it's worth it in the end, because if it means you're going to be healthier and you're going to avoid the doctor's office, well, you're saving money on, you know, medical bills there. And we all know that medical bills are very expensive. Not everyone is going to understand the raw vegan diet. So going on this diet, you won't be fully understood by family members or friends unless you're lucky enough to share your journey with other people who are actively on the diet themselves. So although raw veganism is becoming more popular, there are going to be still some people who are used to eating based on their tradition, on their culture and also their habits, and they most likely won't understand the raw vegan diet. So I've personally found that you do find people that like to judge and criticize it. And they may also question you about, you know, certain issues outlined in this video, such as, you know, malnutrition, vitamin B12, whether you're eating enough calories, you know. I think you've got to be prepared, you've got to be confident enough to answer these questions and know exactly why you are on the raw food diet. Also, if you'd like to socialize at restaurants or at events or festivities, and if you decide to stick to 100% raw, you may be highlighted or questioned by people if all you've seen eating is a salad. So unless people are pre-informed that you're on this diet, you might be confronted with that. So it's really a case of preparation. If you're prepared for it mentally, you'll be able to cope with any questions and you'll be comfortable even if you're, you know, in the spotlight. But use this to your own benefit. If you're confident enough to answer these questions, you can provide information about the raw food and tell other people why you're on this diet and the benefits of it. So if you see it as an opportunity, you can kind of turn that around even if people do judge it. I thought I'd add this one as another point, and that is food temperatures. So being on a raw food diet means that food temperatures are below 104 to 118 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 40 to 48 degrees Celsius. This is because cooking food above this temperature destroys some of its nutrient content, enzymes, and also vitamin C. Eating food that has not been cooked at higher temperatures may take some time getting used to, especially if you enjoy eating foods that are on the warmer side, like hot soups or a meal that has just come out of the home or the restaurant kitchen. They taste better when the temperatures are still warm. If you are in the middle of winter or you live in a cooler climate, eating warm foods can really help with warming up body temperatures. So when eating a raw vegan diet, the food won't be hot and is generally served at room temperature. So that will take some getting used to. Alright guys, so that about sums it up for this video. I hope you got something out of this video, and I hope I introduced some solutions to some of the issues with going on raw food. If you'd like to see my own 30-day raw food challenge video, you can click here. So guys, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, but for now, I will see you in the next video.